Good morning. I'm getting another cup of coffee, but here's outside. It's a cloudy day, very overcast. We were supposed to get that snow today, but then of course they changed it again. We're supposed to get snow tomorrow. And I guess it's just going to stay overcast today. It did start to get very cold again, and I have my fire going. I'm listening to Sarah from Japan on her YouTube video. She's reading from a book. And the girlies are sleeping. When I turned the fire on, they must have got a little bit too hot. And they've taken their blankets off. So we have toys on the floor from yesterday. Lucy was playing a lot last night. And she probably has toys in the living room. There's her thumper. She was playing with that. And Nemo. So today, I guess I will turn today into a baking day. I did my canning yesterday. I think I'll make some more bread today. I'm going to make some sour cream cookies because, hi Chloe, because I have some sour cream that needs to be used up. And I was thinking, what can I do with this sour cream? So I think I'll make sour cream cookies. I have a recipe. I shared this a long time ago in another video on my other channel. But the sour cream cookie recipe that I have, it was my grandmother's. And I think that recipe is probably, I don't know, like 100 years old or something. My grandmother was born in 1903. So if she was alive this year, matter of fact, her birthday was in February, so she would have turned 110. So anyhow, that's my plan for today. I've got butter out because I know I need butter for those cookies, and I need to put sour cream in there, and I don't know what this is all about. Somebody used the microwave and took something out and didn't clear it. So no snow till tomorrow. Baking today. And it's pretty much going to be a relaxing day today because I did a lot of cleaning yesterday while everything was on the stove in the pressure canner. I was cleaning floors and cleaning furniture. I have a little dusting I need to do in the two front rooms, like the dining room and the living room, and that's it. The bathrooms need to be cleaned upstairs, but I think I will save that for tomorrow. And this is out front. The snow's really melting out there. I want to get outside and take you to the backyard. One of our birch trees, there were some limbs that broke off of it, and a real big limb broke off of it. So I hope we don't have any more storms, because we had a pear tree like Dan has all those pear trees, and how Dan's losing his pear trees. We lost our pear tree. It was over when you see me outside walking down the back pathway to the driveway, right there at the gate, and I have that little sign, that's little garden sign thing that's there. But anyway, we had a pear tree there, and that's been hit. Then when we had our new septic tank put in with the new drain field, that's tore up our grass. That's why our backyard's so bare and spotted and everything with grass dirt like that. Anyway, when we had that drain field put in, we had a big evergreen tree that we had to have taken out. And so then now one of the birches over here on the side, this last blizzard thing that we had with the winds and everything, and the ice broke off branches from that. I don't want to lose any more trees. I hate losing landscaping in winter. I just don't like it. So anyway, I'm going to go sit, have my cup of coffee, then I got to go upstairs and get dressed. And I had a major hot flash last night. I woke up, I was so hot that all of my shirt here in the front and in the back, my shirt was wet from me sweating. And these hot flashes are starting to get worse. So anyway, there's nothing I can do about that unless you go on like that hormone therapy stuff, but they don't recommend that because women develop cancer from that. So I won't be doing that. I'm going to plug in my lights up there, my little lights, and turn this one off because I don't need this. These weather people, I don't think they know what they're doing. I think they just predict anything just to predict it. You probably can't see, but little teeny tiny snowflakes are falling from the sky. One weather prediction said that it was not going, it first said it was going to snow today. Then it said it wasn't going to snow today, but rather it would snow tomorrow. And I saw this, seriously, just this morning. Then I just checked the weather coming out here, and this is our local weather. And I guess now they're saying snow today and sunshine tomorrow. Probably because they looked outside and they saw snow falling. So they said, oh, we better change our weather report. Maybe that first one that we gave was correct. I don't know. It's just hard to tell these days. So I've got to take my ash bucket out to the garden, and almost all this snow is melted, and this is where it was really high all through here. It was drifted, and you can still see it's really high there, and it's high around the fence. That's where it drifted over there too. And I got to be careful walking out here because there's a lot of ice. I don't know how the dogs have been walking. You can see how their paws shrink down into the snow, and I was watching them when it was really cold and it was really, really frozen. I'm not going to be able to get in my gate. I hope I can just dump this over. Anyhow, you know, they were just walking on it like it was a hard floor. And then when it started to warm up and the snow started to melt, they would come out here. Some places would be hard, but then I'd see their feet sink down into the snow. And it was really hard for them to walk. So anyhow, I got to try to dump this over here somehow. With my bird bath this year, what I'm going to do, we just usually let rainwater fill in here, and you know, the birds really don't use it. I was watching on some video where somebody took sand mixed with some soil to make like a sandy soil, and then they bought like all different types of cactuses. Like, you know, when you see them out at Home Depot and Lowe's and all that, cactuses, and they put cactuses all in the little bird bath thing there. So I'm going to try that this year and put it up on my deck. Only thing is I'm going to have Harry drill some holes so the water, when it rains, the water will seep out of there, because cactuses like dry soil, and if I have a lot of moisture in there, I'll lose my cactuses. So let's look at my tree. What are we barking at? So here's our tree. Look at that. This branch broke up there. This branch broke there. Then another branch is laying over here that broke off up there. And then there's still another one right out there. And you can see where it's broken off right there. You can see right here at the end where it broke off. And this is laying over our fence. So we have our own tree cleanup that we have to do. Dan did his. I have a letter here, and I have another letter here. My niece was the first one. She sent us a letter. Last summer, she went to New York City with her church on like one of those missions things, you know, where they go into like the inner city. I think she said they went to Harlem, and you know, they help feed, you know, the people that are poverty stricken, and people who have donated clothes, that sort of thing. Like they've got to go through all the clothes and be able to be there to, you know, hand out things when people come. She was there for like a week. And so she sent us a letter asking for financial, you know, support because they have to raise their own money to go. And it was funny because I think it was my sister-in-law that addressed the envelopes. And it just had mine and Harry's name. And so anyway, this niece, she's 16. Then the letter that we got yesterday, so we got that one a couple days ago from my niece. And we got this one yesterday from my nephews. My niece is in Ohio. These nephews are in Tennessee. And they are 16 and 13, I think that they are. And they did their own addressing of their envelopes. And it was really funny because, you know, they're teenage boys. And you would have think that they would have just put just mine and Harry's name on the envelope. It was really funny. Harry came in the house yesterday from work, and he had the mail with him. And he goes, he's looking through the mail because he wanted to give that letter to me because we kind of figured we knew what it was because they're going on a missions trip too. My niece is going to New York City. My nephews are going to Jamaica. And so theirs is actually a little bit more money that they have to raise. But it was really funny because he's looking through this pile of mail. And he's looking around because he thought that he dropped it, and he did. I think he left it in his car. He goes, "Did you already get that letter to Uncle Harry and Aunt Sandra?" And I said, "What?" He goes, "Yeah." And I looked and I saw him, you know, going through the pile of the mail. And he goes, "There's a letter," it says, "to Uncle Harry and Aunt Sandra." And I thought that that was so funny because when we would get Christmas gifts, you know, from our relatives when I was little, or like birthday presents and that, you know, we always had to write thank you notes to every relative. And every relative gave us stuff. So we'd sit there and have to write, you know, I don't know, almost a dozen thank you notes to everybody that sent us things. And so, or not sent us, but, you know, because we would spend Christmas with family. And so anyway, when I was real little, I did that, addressing, like, you know, to like my Uncle Jack, Aunt Erlene. I addressed it like that. And then my mom, she said to me one year, because we'd always have to give the envelopes to my mom so that she could put the stamps on them and the return address. And she'd say, "You don't have to write Uncle and Aunt on here. When they read the note, they're going to know that it's from you. But for the mail people's purposes, you don't have to write Uncle and Aunt on there. It's usually you address the envelope Mr. and Mrs." So we always did that. So I just think it was funny. But at the same time, it's precious to me, you know, because, you know, here are these teenage boys and, you know, they still have, you know, that very gentle, I guess, childlike, you know, spirit about them that, you know, they, you know, even with our mail, they still want to address us Uncle and Aunt. But anyway, I just thought that was funny because usually, like I said, with mail, when even nieces and nephews, little kids or teenagers, whatever they are, they'll usually just, you know, put their aunt and uncle's name on their Mr. and Mrs. or whatever. So I just thought that was really funny, and Harry thought it was funny too. That's why he was looking for that thing first. He already knew what it probably was because they went on a missions trip last year. And I think they went to, it wasn't Jamaica. I think they went to the Dominican Republic or Haiti or somewhere like that. This is the first round of sour cream cookies, and I've got 2 more trays in there, but I wanted to show you these. And the edges will get a little crispy, but inside they are so soft and moist. So let me just take a bite. Let me show you. And see how flaky they are in there. And they're sweet. They're sweet anyway because they're a cookie, but then you got sugar on top. Makes them a little bit more sweet. So, if anybody's interested in making these cookies, I'll give you the recipe really quick. It's 1.5 cups of sugar and 1 1/4 cup, so that would be of butter, so that would be 2 sticks and 1/2 1/3 stick. Okay, 1 1/4 cup. 1 teaspoon of vanilla, 2 eggs, And what you're going to do normally, like how you're making cookies, you're going to take your sugar and your butter, you're going to cream that. You're going to put in your vanilla, you're going to put in your eggs, mix that, and then add your dry ingredients, which is 3/4 of a teaspoon of baking soda, so a little under a teaspoon. You need 2 teaspoons of baking powder, 1.5 cups of flour. You can put in 1/4 cup of nutmeg if you like. And then you're going to continue to mix that. Now your dough's going to get really stiff. So you have to add next 1 cup of sour cream. And so after you put all your dry ingredients in and you're mixing it while it's mixing, go ahead and just throw the sour cream in there because your dough will get really stiff if you don't. And that's all it is. And then you have to get it on a floured surface. You roll it out. And I just use my biscuit cutter. You could use cookie cutters, like, you know, that are in shapes. You can do whatever you want. I just use a biscuit cutter. And you put them on your baking tray. And then just get, I just have a little bowl of sugar with a teaspoon. And then just put sugar on top. No certain measurement. You just want to put it on top. You could even use like colored sprinkles, like, you know, St. Patrick's Day is coming up here pretty soon. You could put green sprinkles on if you want to. So, anyway, these are really good cookies. Like I said, this recipe is so old. I'm gathering up the girlies' blankets, and this is the blanket that I use, and my dish rag. I'm going to come in here and throw in a load, a small load of clothes. I have extra, like, dish towels and things. Birdie's flying. So as I said, the snow would not stick. It would melt, and it did. So anyhow, I think I told you on one of my last segments that they said on the weather, now since it did this little bit of snowing today, that it's not going to snow tomorrow. But my son came downstairs before he went to work, and he checked the weather bug on his smartphone, and he says, no, they're saying we're still supposed to get snow tomorrow. So who knows? Then I was over on the internet, and I saw, I think it was coming from the Weather Channel, I think. But anyway, they showed this big, massive part of the United States covered all in red, and supposedly the first week of March, in those areas, there's supposed to be another big, massive storm that's supposed to hit. And I guess it's supposed to bring a lot of snow and everything with it. So, who knows? We'll see. I made those Hawaiian rolls, and I made them kind of big. One of my friends was saying that they sliced theirs and they put sausage patties on there to make, like, you know, sausage biscuits. So, anyway, I'm making that sausage for dinner tonight. And anybody that wants to put some of their sausage, I'll have to make my patties smaller. I usually make them kind of big, but I'll make them smaller this time. That way they can have little sausage sandwiches. And I opened one of them to try them out because this is a new recipe. I've never tried them before. One of my friends posted it on Facebook. They're Hawaiian rolls, you know, like the Hawaiian bread that you can get at the store. It's supposed to taste like it. They're really good. You have to use pineapple juice in it. I think that's, and it has a little bit more sugar than most other breads do. So I think that's what gives it that nice sweet flavor. So I was thinking of some sides to go with dinner tonight. And I was just thinking, oh, you know, if I just had the sausage, and usually I do like potatoes or noodles or something like that and vegetable. But since I'm going to do these as sausage biscuits, I don't know what to have with it. I could do like some hash browns or something and make it like a breakfast day for dinner. And we'll see if there's snow tomorrow. I don't know. At this point anymore, who cares? Oh, and one more thing. Something else I noticed on the internet, our clocks have to go ahead this Sunday, which I don't like that. It will make the mornings longer. Like, I think at 7 o'clock in the morning, it will probably still be dark, but you're getting extra daylight. So it's getting dark now, what, about 5:45, 5:45? So now it'll be 6:45. And I know a lot of you out there like daylight savings times. I hate it. I've never liked it. Even when I was a little girl, I never liked it. I was like, why do we got to roll these clocks back? Why do we got to roll these clocks ahead? I never did like it. And especially now that I'm older and I get up early in the morning, you know, I want to be able to get my full 8 hours of sleep. I don't want to be up till 9, 10 o'clock at night with the sun still out. You know what I mean? I don't know. I think people that enjoy the daylight savings time, I think that they should go to Alaska for 6 months out of the year when it's daylight the whole entire time. And then when it's the 6 months of darkness, you know, like some people have their northern homes and then they have their Florida southern homes, you know, so in the winter they leave the north and they go to Florida. Well, do it that way. Get a summer home or get a home in Alaska, and when it's daylight there, 6 months out of the year, go, and it's constant daylight. And then when it gets dark, then come back. There's a solution. I don't know. I just don't like having to mess with my clocks. I like leaving time alone. But anyway, that's just me. I know there's other people that don't like daylight savings time either, but anyway, what are we going to do about it? It is what it is. I'm going to get ready to make dinner. Bye.